So we are just spreading out some of this really pretty pine color all across our canvas, going in the direction like this so that it actually represents branches. And now I'm just going to dip my paint in the white and put the same strokes but layering right over. There's not really an exact plan of mine right now. I am just layering and taking the white and just going right over. And the white kind of represents, you know, just that wintry, snowy feel. So as I keep layering and layering till I get to the very bottom, after we get done with this part right here, we're gonna let it dry really good before we start drawing on our branches and our ornaments.
We're going to put on the branches.
Yes, we're gonna put on my little grandson Noah is here watching me, and he says we're going to put them on the branches. So my paint is very wet right now, but that's a good thing. I can see little dabs of the brown, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip my paintbrush that's in the brown and the phthalo green, the two colors that I mixed together. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some dark shades in here, just in a few places, just to give it some depth. And these are just quick strokes, not putting a whole lot of thought into that.
Not putting hole.
Yeah, not putting a whole lot of thought into it, huh, Noah? Just some quick strokes.
No.
Here and there. Yeah, Noah likes to do art too. Noah's going to be 2 years old pretty soon, and he's very good at painting. Of course, I'm not surprised. I make sure that he gets to do art whenever he feels like it in my house, and he loves colored pencils. Now that it's still really wet, I'm going to go ahead and give a few places some what looks like almost pine needles. Still using my large brush, we're going to just kind of give some strokes to represent some pine needles. These are just little strokes that go like this, okay? Not worrying about making it look exact. We're just giving it the motion of pine needles. Okay?
Hi, Noah.
Yeah, hi, Noah.
You gotta paint.
Yep, I do like to paint, don't I? And do you like to paint, Noah?
You like to paint?
Yeah, you like to paint.
You wanna paint?
I am painting right now.
I wanna paint.
I know you do. When I get done here, we're gonna set you up, okay? So let Gaga just finish this. Okay, so as you can see, I've just got a few little places that kind of represent pine needles. Just stroke, 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 and the pine needles can be going in all different directions because that's what a Christmas tree does. Yeah. Okay, so at this point we're gonna stop and let this dry really well. Don't overwork it, don't overthink it, because the real artwork is gonna come on after this. This is just our background painting. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're Noah. Okay, so this is a good place to stop. I'm gonna stop here and we'll return after this dries. So our canvas is nice and dry, and this is we're going to go ahead and block in each one of these ornaments in a different color, and this might have to be done twice depending on how well it goes on. So we'll go ahead and start with the cad orange and just start blocking it in. I can tell right away it's going on nice, but it probably wouldn't hurt to do it twice. we'll go ahead and, for time's sake, just do it once. And as I fill it in while it's wet, I'm going to do some shading in the center to kind of make it look like it's round. Yeah, this is actually going on pretty good. You can actually do these in any color that you want. I just picked these 3 colors, but feel free to switch over to a different color if it matches your house, the colors in your house. So, okay, so here we go. We have this one already blocked in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some white, and I'm just gonna pick, this will be my light sources coming in from this direction. So I'm gonna put a dot here and a dot here, and then maybe one in here. And this is white paint, and so as I blend it in to the center, I just keep going around and around and around and around until I actually go into the original color. And we'll do the same thing for right here. This one's smaller though. And then this right here. And this, all this does is give me, where the light's hitting it, it gives it more of a round shape, circular shape. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit it a little bit heavier with the white right there. Remember, this is a painting. We're not trying to make it look like a photograph. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other ornaments. I chose cobalt blue for this one and magenta for this one. So let's go ahead and I'll put it in time lapse for the other ones because you've already seen me do this once. And you don't need to see me do it again and again and again. And that's it. Okay. I'm looking for an actual silver to do these, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and mix my blue, my magenta, and a little orange to make kind of a neutral color, and add some white to that, maybe a little bit more blue. This is just a color that I want to lay down as to represent silver. A little orange, there we go. Nice neutral color. Almost kind of a gray color. So all I'm gonna do is block this in a solid, and this one, and this the template on top didn't come with that, but I'm gonna go ahead and just block that in myself. Kind of, it's a shape like this. Okay. And then we'll take a small paintbrush and just dip it right into white. And I'm just going to go ahead and start here in the center. Do the same thing over here. Whoops. A little bit of white. Leaving some of the dark on the sides, and we'll go ahead and do the last one here. And with that neutral shade that we made, we're going to go ahead and do the actual loop that goes on the top, the wire loop. On each one. Probably did that a little too thick, but it's okay. You get the idea. This one I'm just gonna do by hand. And the same thing, I'm gonna just go ahead and dip it in a little white and just give it a little swish like this of white, just so it looks like it's light reflecting on the silver. And then I'm gonna go ahead and dip it in the white one more time and come along the center just to really make that silver part pop. And one more time in here. Maybe give it a little bit of an outline on the outside just so it looks like it's caught the light. Call that done. Okay, so this is a good place to stop and let it dry really well before we get into any other details. Before we get into doing any of the design work on our Christmas balls, I want to go ahead and put a little bit more of a shine mark on each one. So I'm going to just put some white in just the center. Take my finger and rub it out. Clean that up. And then go ahead and do the blue one. Just a little bit of white. Put it right here in the center. And let it just go round and round and round till it kind of fades. That's a good place. I don't even need to use my finger on that one. And then the last but not least, we're going to do the orange. I'm going to put a little bit on the side here too, just to make it look a little bit more like glass, and do that on the blue one too. It just makes it look a little more glassy. And last but not least, we'll do it on this one. Okay, that's a good place to stop. I'm gonna let it dry really well before I go ahead and start on all the design work on the Christmas ornaments. Okay, while this is drying, I thought maybe I would work on a few of the detailed branches. So this is my leftover paint from the background. I'm just gonna lightly spritz it with water just to wake it back up again. And my pine color, which is the darker shade, and that's phthalo green and burnt umber. I'm gonna go ahead and make a branch coming through like this, and make sure you show the loop going over like this one there. And let's go ahead and just have this one kind of sneak in like this. And from here, this is the one that's close up, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a lot more detail. And it's just a small brush that I'm using with this color paint, and I'm just going to do really quick strokes. I don't want them to look so perfect, and they kind of need to be going in the direction of a branch going out like this. So we're just going to keep going and keep going. Don't worry about it being perfect. It's just a lot of fun little strokes. Like that, and continue to do the rest until you're done. I may even put a few extras around the sides, so I will put that in time lapse. So you get the idea. This is just do this here, here, and we're. Okay, so let's get into some details right now. I have some metallic paint. This is true gold. This is metallic bronze, which looks like a rose gold to me. I thought that would be pretty on the blue one. And then I have this one that's called brass. So what you want to use is a metallic paint. I thought I had silver, but I don't, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and just use these metallics that I have. And so this is where you get to have free reign on, the design that you're going to choose to do on it is anything you want. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and take the rose gold, and just put a little in this cup. Okay, I have a very fine paintbrush, and I think the finer it is, the better as far as detail works, because basically you can just go ahead and dot like this, and it leaves a little bit of a raised effect. It actually raises up. And because most Christmas ornaments like this are hand painted, I don't don't think it really matters if it's like super perfect. So I might just go ahead and do a couple of rows of this. If you don't feel confident dabbing little dots, you can always use the back side of your paintbrush and dip it and do dot like that. And they usually come out pretty perfect. So I'm just gonna keep going with this. And yeah, this is the fun part. This is the part that you get to, you know, design yourself. Oops. And maybe after this, I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 rows. And then I'm gonna switch over to a different design. And then I'll put it in time lapse because I really don't know the designs I wanna do here. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. There we go. Okay, wouldn't you know, as I was taping this, the garbage man decided to come along and make all kinds of noise. So here's where I can get a little creative. And so maybe what I'll want to do is I'm going to come down with the dots like this all the way down. Like I said, feel free to be creative as you want. You do not have to copy me, or you can. And so because this is a circle though, the motion of my little stripes coming down would start to change, and they would actually start to go more in a soft circular shape. So as you can see, as I come around, my curve starts to change and get a little bit stronger as we get off to the side. And I just thought this would be pretty. Like I said, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. I just think Christmas, when it comes to Christmas ornaments, we can really do anything we want because there's so many different kinds. And so you can see how I'm kind of going in a soft circular motion. And so I'll complete the other side and then just have fun with the other ones. Like I said, I don't really have a plan, and I kind of like that. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, and you have fun decorating your Christmas ornaments. Brush it and over some of the needles. And this is optional. You do not have to do this. If you like your needles to look like they don't have any snow on them, that's totally cool. Just do it the way you feel would look best. It's not going to change the look of your painting that much. I just prefer it this way. I want one more dimension on my painting. So I'm going to just keep going, and this is the end of my fun little holiday. I always like to do something that you can paint and maybe prop around at Christmas time, prop it and put some, you know, maybe your Christmas dishes in front of it, or just put it on an easel. And yeah, I just think it's really pretty to have something like this. I always like to do holiday paintings for that reason. They just look nice around the holidays, and you put it away and bring it out each year and just really appreciate, you know, that you get to look at it as a fresh painting every year.